Hello everyone, it's me Alex, your sassy dispatch girl, and today topics, blind shipments, how to handle them, what brokers have to do, what is dispatchers need to know about blind shipments, and what is the driver's duty in this process. So let's talk about it. So what is a blind shipment? A blind shipment, it's a shipment where the shipping address, the consignee address, or maybe both are altered to keep identity hidden from opposite party. That's it. So they do not want to know who is a shipper, who is a buyer, or maybe it's even double blind shipment. We're gonna talk about it and we're gonna see what paperwork is gonna needed to make sure that we do not do mistakes. Because we in trucking, we are in the middle. Our driver needs to handle this. We as dispatcher need to provide correct instructions to the drivers. And we need to make sure brokers take care of extra paperwork in timely manner. And I think it's the biggest problem with handling blind shipments. Because we pick up the load, and we go to deliver the load. And we have maybe day, maybe 5 hours, maybe 2 days to make sure our driver has correct paperwork to deliver this because it's a blind shipment. So that means we will need extra bill of lading, the one we're gonna give to receiver, without disclosing where was it coming from. So I'm gonna continue on my computer screen. Do not leave, finish this, and hopefully it's gonna be easier for you to understand how to handle blind shipments. It's not that hard, you just need to make sure you stay on the top of the things. So let's continue. Once again, what is a blind shipment? You should see on your screen again. It's just a shipment or less than truckload shipment which has some information hidden. It can be address, it can be consignee, it can be shipper, it can be buyer, it can be sales people, it can be even trucking company. How many times you guys go and you pick up for somebody else? It is kind of also blind shipment because you're representing somebody else. So let's see how to handle this and make sure you get paid. Because in the end of the day, in trucking, all we need is to get paid. Depending on who is setting this up, you will have special instructions. And usually brokers do get paid extra for handling blind shipments. So I guess if you are a good dispatcher, maybe guys, you can ask for more money because they do get paid extra, because extra paperwork needed, extra instructions, and you need to make sure that you do it correctly. So let's continue. How do I make my shipment blind? Well, we will need to create 2 different bill of ladings. So if our shipper is going to be a blind party, it's gonna be the first bill of lading, which our driver is gonna get when he goes and he picks up the shipment. Then he's gonna receive second bill of lading, the one he will need for delivery. So if the shipper is a blind party, then we will be known as a dummy BOL, fake BOL, BOL which is not for delivery. And a lot of times, if dispatcher does not give instruction to the driver, what's gonna happen? Driver pick up the shipment, he got the dummy BOL, then broker's gonna make him stop somewhere, maybe truck stop. If he has a printer, they will email the correct bill of lading with the correct information, correct delivery, correct blind party, and he will need to print it out. And let's say he goes to Walmart
So he goes to Walmart and he will have to give that second bill of lading and never show the Walmart the first one, the dummy one. So this is really important. Dispatchers, make sure you explain to your drivers. And dear drivers, make sure you listen to this and make sure you pay attention, because sometimes you don't have just 1 page or 2 page, you have 5, 6, 7 pages. So make sure the dummy BOL is gonna stay with you in the truck. And when you go to check in for delivery, you're gonna give the second set of blind shipment BOLs. Okay? So clear? Clear. The only thing it's hard in this process, make sure that when you book the load and you know that it's a blind shipment, you handle this right away with broker. So they need to speed up the process, and sometimes it's not that easy. I had a shipment of blind watermelons over Labor Day weekend, and believe it or not, they made a mistake in the second BOL, which was given to my driver via email. He had to stop 3-4 times on his way to Massachusetts, and they put the wrong amount of bins. Believe it or not, they never corrected, and we were going to Walmart. So I had a fear, what if the Walmart's gonna reject? We just had 54 bins of watermelons and they needed 56. And it took me the whole day to handle this with the brokers. They knew it's a blind shipment. They knew we'll need to have the bill of lading correct. They never even corrected. I was lucky that Walmart still received the product. They just put the shortage of 2 bins and we were okay. But it was stressful for my driver. He had to stop 3 times, different truck stop, because his printer did not really work. I had to waste my holiday week because I had to fax to different truck stop 2-3 times the bill of lading, which was wrong. So here it is. Dear brokers, we are okay with shipping your blind shipments. We know you get paid more than we do. You don't ever give us extra for handling your extra paperwork, but at least can you just do it in a timely manner? Especially the bigger companies, TQL, Convoy, Coyote, C.H. Robinson, ST Freight. Guys, you do have enough employees that somebody can do their job, because this is the biggest problem with blind shipments. But let's continue. Let's dig deeper, because I want to make sure that new dispatchers and drivers are understanding what else is involved and they know really how it works. It's not hard, it's easy, you just need to have a knowledge. Once the shipment is picked and in transit, the carrier will switch the bill of ladings, and we discussed that earlier. We discussed the process. We need to make sure we don't mix them up, so we need to give really strict instructions to drivers, and we need to double check. From my experience, what I like to do, I like to receive the scan of the first set of bill of ladings. I want to see what's going on, how many pages, what product was put, what if it's a temperature control, whatever it is, if it's a dry shipment, if it's a flatbed, and then I'm gonna email it to my broker. And I'm gonna make sure that we know the weight, the commodity, account, how many pallets, because when they're gonna creating that second set of bill of ladings, the information should be the same. It should not have different weight, different count of the pallets, or different commodities. And when I receive that second part of bill of lading, before I am gonna send it to my driver, I am gonna double check, guys. I'm gonna make sure it's correct. It is my duty as dispatcher, because I want to make sure it's correct. Yes, I do check on brokers, because sometimes they do mistakes. And is there any restrictions on blind shipments? No, it's not really restrictions. It is legal to do. We just, it's a third party involved. They don't wanna maybe lose their business. So we just need to make sure that we are okay. Some trucking companies, they do not allow blind shipments because they do not want to have headache. So if your company does not handle blind shipment, you need to make sure that you do not book those loads. And if by mistake or maybe the load was paying way better, you are handling it, just make sure you do all these steps. So, double shipment. Remember, as I told, blind shipment usually involves 2 parties. Double shipment may involve 3 or 4 parties. So it could be 2, 3, 4 different sets of bill of lading. So we're gonna have way more paperwork to handle. In the end of the day, all we are doing, we're just shipping from A to B. We are still going with our pickup, delivery appointments. Only things we are gonna be watching very closely is the paperwork. What are we giving? What are we receiving? Okay? And can I get an example of the blind shipment? Well, of course. Let's see. Let's talk about, let's say Mark, right? Cute Mark. He has a company in Illinois. I just created this example so to give you understanding. Let's say he sells used car parts and he's buying them from somewhere in Florida. Let's say somewhere in Florida and Miami, they have a wholesaler. So he buys them and then he has a website and he resells them. So someone in Las Vegas wanted to buy a bunch of used car parts from Mark, who is located in Illinois. They put the order, they paid for it. Now Mark needs to ship this. So he's buying it from wholesaler in Florida. Does it make sense for Mark to ship it first to Illinois and then ship from Illinois to Las Vegas in Nevada? Or he can just do Florida to Nevada? Of course, no brainer. He doesn't want to pay for 2 freight shipments. So he's gonna arrange his shipment directly from Florida to Las Vegas. But Mark is smart. He wants to prevent in the future that his customer in Las Vegas is not gonna buy directly from wholesale in Florida, because what's gonna happen? They're gonna cut Mark out of the deal. Mark is not gonna make money anymore. So Mark is smart. So he's gonna arrange blind shipment. He's gonna hire a broker to handle his shipment. So he's gonna tell, hey guys, I wanna hire, let's say, Coyote. Find me the transportation company who is gonna pick up stuff in Florida, deliver to Las Vegas, make sure it's a blind shipment. Of course, I understand that it's extra paperwork, I'm gonna pay you extra. So, broker puts it on 360 on truck stop. One of you guys call about this. You discuss and you can see on load board the shipment comes from Miami to Las Vegas. You negotiate, you get the details, what time is the pickup, when is the delivery, what kind of equipment, doesn't matter. Maybe it's a big after parts, maybe they have to go on a flatbed, maybe it's a small pieces and they go just into dry van. So you negotiated all that, and in the end, or maybe in the beginning, if the broker is very loyal and smart, he would tell you in the beginning, he's gonna say, it's a blind shipment. Is it okay with you? But a lot of times, brokers do lie to us. Why? Because they know that carriers do not want to really deal with the blind shipments. So let's say we're dealing with one of those. Let's say TQL. They do lie a lot, okay? So you book the load. Your driver goes to pick it up, he picks up delivery. Few hours later, your driver already driving, and here's you receiving phone call from the broker. Well, Alex, you know what? I forgot to mention it's a blind shipment. Oh, really? You forgot to mention this? Well, okay. So right here, I lost my negotiation power because I could have charged extra money. I know now that my driver will need to bring extra paperwork. So he will need to stop and go and waste his time to print it. I have to waste my time to send it to him. So I give extra instructions. I need to make sure that it's done correctly. But let's say we already loaded, right? It's our liability now. We need to deliver this. So, okay, Mark, can you, whatever his name, let's say Jack, broker from TKL, can you make sure, please, you send me the correct bill of ladings right away? Okay, it's gonna be in your mailbox in 30 minutes. Okay, hopefully 30 minutes goes by and it's right there. If it's not there in 30 minutes, guys, make sure you call. Because yes, transit from Florida to Nevada, it's few days. So I do have those few days advance. But if it would go just from Florida to Georgia, the delivery would be next morning. So I need it right away. So make sure you stay on top of those things. What the next step I'm going to do? I'm going to pick up my phone and I'm going to call my driver. Hi, Andre. You know what? I just wanted to make sure that you know this is gonna be blind shipment and we will need to deliver with a different bill of lading. Is your printer working? Then I'm gonna email it to you. Please make sure you print it out, and when you check in with receiver in Las Vegas, make sure you do give those bill of ladings. Do not show the dummy BOL from shipper. Are we clear? Yes, of course. My drivers are trained, they know how to handle this, and they understand the process. If your driver is new, we will double check again. Maybe an hour before delivery, just explain again. Maybe we're gonna ask for a scan, so we're gonna tell them 1, 2, 3, 4 pages, you're not gonna give at all, but you're gonna give this page, the new one, I am gonna fax it to you or email it. Handled. So shouldn't be that hard. Mark is happy, he hired the broker is happy, he hired us, we received the shipment, we're going, driver is following instructions, right? So once the shipment is picked up, of course, we're gonna be making sure that we are seeing that process. So we're gonna make sure that addresses and everything makes sense. One more time, I always double check their blind and real bill of ladings because sometimes people do mistakes. We're gonna be just seeing how the transit goes. We're gonna give updates to broker is gonna give updates to Mark. Everybody is happy. And in this case, look at Mark. He is happy because after this shipment is gonna be delivered, he's still in business because his company in Las Vegas who bought the stuff have no clue about the wholesaler in Florida, okay? And wholesaler in Florida does not have a clue where the shipment was going. So when they were picking up, they were just loading the truck. They know that it's a Mark's product, but they had no knowledge of where it's going. So nobody's get caught as a third party. Well, it's business, guys. It's business and people make money the way they want it. So it's okay to have third party, two other parties. We always have somebody in the middle, somebody in behind, saying that's why we have 3PL logistics, right? A lot of times we cannot go directly to Walmart and say, I'm going to ship for you. Well, we have brokers in the middle. We have sales offices in the middle. The only thing I'm worried about and always gets me, I do believe we do the dirty work and we do need to get paid for it. So guys, if you're a broker and you want us to handle that extra paperwork, maybe my driver deserves that extra $150 or $200 to stop, to print it out, to make sure that he saves somebody's business. So this is negotiation skills, okay? And then how do we track this? Of course, we're gonna have bill of lading. We're going to have pro numbers. We're going to have PO numbers. We're going to have shipment reference number. So, and sometimes those numbers are different, okay? Make sure you have all that. And a lot of times the broker's gonna track the shipment with the transportation management system, with barcodes, with GPS tracking, website tracking. But conclusion about all this, I just want you to remember, in the end, we need to get paid. After the delivery of the load, make sure you have both of bill of ladings for your accounting, the dummy one and the real one, because to get paid, your driver need to send you both bill of ladings. You made it so far? Congratulations. Now you are the pro of blind shipments. Was it hard? No, it wasn't hard. And again, we are here in Dispatch Training Center. We do classes. We do private classes. We do Zoom classes. We also go to companies and see what's going on with your dispatch team, how we can improve the flow. We just added dispatch class for guys who are on the road, the Sunday classes. So if you are a driver, you can still take them. It's 5 Sundays. It's starting in 2 weeks. Please follow me. Please talk to me. Tell me what other subjects you would like to handle. And for today, it's Friday. Hopefully this was enough information about blind shipments. Working already because I booked my trucks. I'm preparing for the class tomorrow. And I'm going to enjoy Friday because the good dispatchers know how to do their job. They pre-plan. So on Friday, you should be done by noon or 1 p.m. Doesn't matter how many trucks you have. Thank you, always yours. Follow me. Dispatch Training Center is here always for you.